r/askreddit by Reddify. What is something that your generation did that no younger generation will ever get to experience? Listening to your sister talking to her crush on the phone with the other wired phone. Play video games without being able to Google what to do next. Edit. I'm watching my kid play Mario 3 and Zelda. Saving after everything and finding all the items. Can't tell if I'm mad or jealous. Experience the transition from dial-up to high-speed internet. Holy crap. Downloading stuff for an hour then getting cut off at 99% because some idiot decided to pick up the phone. Rewinding movies in the VCR and then having a whole separate appliance to rewind them slightly faster. Burn a CD. I used to spend hours strategically picking 16 to 20 songs to listen in the car that month on my way to school. Watch MTV when it showed nothing but music videos, artist interviews and concert footage. Remembering your friends' phone numbers in your head. I can still remember a handful of phone numbers from friends when I was a kid and having to wait to see if the pictures you took came out actually turned out okay. Edit. Forgot a word? Wait outside the closed school for your mom to pick you up with no way to contact her. You start thinking, if she doesn't come, you will have to assimilate yourself with the other street orphans and try to survive. The total joy when the Sears toy catalog came out before Christmas. All the stupid shit we all do in high school without social media to commemorate it forever. Record songs off the radio onto cassettes. Call a parent collect just to hurry up and say what you needed when prompted to leave your name. You have a collect call from a mom pick me up from the mall asterisk. Switching to channel 3 to be able to play Nintendo. Roller skating as a mainstream activity. Large, dimly lit drink with smoke machines, lights, and a disco ball. Refreshments sold, including food, soft drinks, and even beer for the adults. An arcade section. Tons of people there. Loud 80s synth pop. And everything was decorated in earth tones. Being not available before mobile phones. If you wanted to talk to someone you had to find a landline and hope they were actually in or go round their house. Now, it's all instant messaging in its many forms, with the sender expecting an instant reply. On the same theme, I miss not having clearly defined working hours. Back then, if you wanted to talk to me about work stuff, you'd have to do it on Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 6 PM. Now, I get work emails and phone calls every day of the week. 24 hours a day. People seem to have lost that sense of boundary and seem to think it's okay to pester me at 8 PM on a Sunday night. Get away with tons of shenanigans in college because there weren't cameras everywhere. Playground rumors / myths in video games. I feel like they still exist, but to a *much* smaller degree. Only thing from recent memory I can think of is Herobrine from Minecraft. But back in the day, man, every game you played had like 6 rumors surrounding it. Secret codes, weapons, levels, you name it. Shit like Mew hiding under the truck in the old Pokemon games. The fabled code to make Lara Croft naked. Bigfoot hiding in the woods in GTA San Andreas. The secret cow level from Diablo. The list goes on. Calling movie phone late at night so your friends could call you without your home phone ringing. Having to call your crush's home phone and their parents answering. Embarrassing bonus when you don't know they're a junior. So when you ask for them by name, you get a reply speaking. Not being able to use the phone while on the internet / purposely pissing your siblings off by picking up the phone while they're on the internet. Calling your parents from a payphone to come pick you up when your movie was over. Rent movies from a store. Edit. Thanks to all the folk who praised Family Video and local stores. Give them your business and keep them going. Saturday morning cartoons. Most everything is online now, and even if the choice wasn't available, there are entire channels dedicated to cartoons all day, every day. There's no kid today waking up at 6 AM to watch Saturday morning cartoons when the internet sits there as an ever-expanding library of entertainment. Putting up an away message on AIM so the people you didn't want to talk to wouldn't message you, while still continuing to talk to others. Or really, Just the concept of being away and unable to be reached at all. Edit. I get that there are services that still have an away setting. I'm referring to the fact that when you were away from the computer, you were truly away. There was no expectation that anyone could get in touch with you until you came back. Now, everyone carries phones around, and while it's possible to make yourself unavailable, it's not the norm. And it's probably something later generations will have a hard time understanding. The smell of freshly mimeographed worksheets in elementary school. Edit. There seems to be some discussion over whether I was describing mimeograph or ditto. I went to 3 elementary schools interstates and heard them described using both terms. I looked them up and there are differences in the process, but the concept and the results are very similar. Remember having a computer room? Play flash games. Taking our bikes out in the morning. Being gone all day and then being home again when the street lights came on. We would just spend all day exploring the trails across town and hanging out by the creek. It's definitely some of my fondest memories of being a kid. The birth of the internet. Life before internet and cell phones. I can vaguely recall it. Some of the tapes I made are 50 years in my past, but I still remember the playlist order. Today I'll hear a song on the radio that I recorded back then and expect the next song as it was on my playlist. Crazy. Remembering and dialing phone numbers. To this day I still remember my best friend's phone number, my neighbor's number and random friends I was just acquaintances with. Now, I literally have to look up my wife's cell phone every time I need to enter her shopper card in before I buy groceries. Walk to the neighbor's house to check if they could come out and play. Edit. I'm baffled at how many kids still do this according to comments. I'm pleased to hear this. In my corner of the world, kids have playdates arranged by parents these days. Take a roll of film in to get developed. Youth today will never know the satisfaction of hearing the subtle snap sound of taking a flash photo with a disposable camera, or the excitement and anticipation of waiting for your roll of film to get developed to see if the pics you took were any good or not. Experience the chaos that was Kazaa and LimeWire. P2P file sharing like that was such a gamble all the time. I remember looking up an artist I liked and seeing a song name I didn't recognize and downloading it with excitement, only to realize that it either was a song by another band or a song I already knew, but the person just gave a different name. Movies was an even bigger gamble, because a lot of the time you would end up with porn instead of the movie you wanted. It was the Wild West days of internet pirating, and you just never knew what to expect. Downloading porn pics on dial-up internet. The suspense as it slowly loaded the pics from top down was exhilarating. Literally took about 2 minutes per picture. After a while though it was tedious. You literally got to a point where you were like fuck it. Where is the target catalog? Finish off on the lingerie section. Change a typewriter open. You have died of dysentery. In green text. Renting video games at Blockbuster. To an 8-year-old. That row of Nintendo and Sega games was like Dorothy entering Oz for the first time. Having to write papers without the help of the internet. 4 hours blank VHS tapes. You tape some film that was on TV. And then sometime later, you find out some other film is going to be showing, and you want to record that. How do you figure out how much time is left on the tape? Math? Nope. You look at the window and the little notches will tell you how much time is left on the tape. Those were the days. Being able to go into the cockpit of a commercial airline and have the pilot show you the controls. Get tangled up in the phone cord while trying to talk on the phone in the kitchen. We were able to go about our day without the *expectatio and asterisk of being available 24/7. If someone wanted to call you, they had to wait until you were at home. We could be out and about without receiving a phone call because we didn't have a phone that we took with us everywhere we went. Not answering your phone didn't require an explanation because the question "why aren't you answering your phone" wasn't something that was asked. If you weren't home, you weren't available. If someone had something to tell you, but they didn't want to do it in person or over the phone, they'd write you a letter. You could receive and read a letter without the *expectatio and asterisk of an immediate response. When email rolled around, we wouldn't know about or receive our email until we were logged into a computer with email access. In the early days of email and internet, we could go days or weeks without logging into our email accounts, especially if we did not have a computer and internet access at home. I used to not be able to check my email until I was at the library, so I was not *expected* to respond right away. We used to be able to be on the computer or browse the internet without being available to chat. If we wanted to have a text-based conversation with someone, we had to be signed into an instant messaging client. But we weren't *expected* to be signed into one every time we were online. We weren't asked why are you ignoring my texts because someone couldn't send you a message if you weren't signed into him with your status set to available. We could mark ourselves as AFK or set any other away status, and that showed people that you weren't available. So there was no need for an explanation about why we weren't responding to their messages. You can't mark yourself as away or offline with text messaging. In the age of smartphones, a person is generally expected to always be available for contact. If you have your phone with you, if you have your phone in your hand, you're *expected* to answer your phone or immediately respond to a text or an email. Even if you're not in the mood to have an active conversation. Not being able to reach someone by phone if they weren't at home, and not being able to have a text-based communication with someone if they weren't on a computer and signed into a messaging client. That was something I used to see as an inconvenience. Now I see it as a luxury. A luxury the younger and future generations will schedule free time to watch favorite shows on TV.